This is Ultimate Soccer with Soccer Steve.
Yeah, let's get into this. I'll tell you what, Alistair Johnston to me is one of the most exciting defenders, and Canada's got a few, but he's one of the most exciting defenders that I've literally watched for Canada especially, but also in Major League Soccer for a right back that really mops it up, lets you have it with a tough tackle once in a while, but it lets you know you're in this zone, you're getting no joy. But I'm going to go the other way and try help stimulate the offense. Now, he's got great feet, great feet. Both sides, he can play the ball nicely, great touch, crunching tackle, got the vision to launch a pass, great at the give and go. I'm not saying he's the complete defender to all the Celtic fans out there, or Canadian fans out there, or Major League Soccer fans out there. But at 24 years of age, he's very well equipped. I mean, let's not forget, he just played 3 games at the World Cup. Yeah, okay, Canada didn't win nothing. Fine, not a problem. But his performance was not where the goals came from, yeah? What he did on his side of the field, the right side defence at the World Cup, nothing really mopped him up. He mopped everything else up. No one went into his zone because they know how good he is. So Celtic are getting a top defender. Now, I know there's a couple of defenders at Celtic in the squad that are, per se, battling for the same spot. Once Alistair gets in there and starts to show that form he's got, and that determination. And he's got a nasty edge to him as well. For a nice pretty boy, he's got a nasty edge because he don't play like no pretty boy. He plays like a tough nut. So that's going to really be appreciated by Celtic fans as well, because Scottish Premier League, it's not a league that doesn't have that physical edge. It certainly does. And that's the good thing about Scottish football is it's tough. And you've got to be good to ride those tough tackles to still get the pass off or sometimes get that challenge in, yeah? So he's going into a tough football situation. You could say the lower leagues in England are tough as well. Yeah, absolutely. But staying in Scotland, magical league. A lot of people say there's only 2 teams in the league, Rangers and Celtic. Well, Canada has a friend in Rangers, in Scott Arfield. So you're going to see Alistair Johnston and Arfield go at it pretty soon. Going to release a little January video after this one. The Old Firm's coming up on the 2nd at Ibrox. So Rangers owe Celtic one for the last game, which was 4-0 to Celtic. And Celtic are on top of the league by miles right now. So it looks like Celtic's going into form. Rangers have got to catch up. Anyway, staying with Alistair, I tell you this. He'll go to Celtic. I hope that he gets time to get into the squad. I mean, he's already talked to the squad and the coach, and I hope he gets his time to get in there to establish himself. Once he's established himself, if he can get that established playing role, well, that's really where the next chapter begins, because I don't think that you're going to see Alistair stay at Celtic if 2 things happen. One, he gets that berth in the team, berth meaning the place. If he can get on that squad, into that team, because getting to that squad in Celtic is a job in itself. I mean, Celtic don't buy nobodies, they buy quality. So he's got to the squad. Now he's got to get into that team. Once he's in the team, he's got to solidify that place. If he can nail it down, like I said before, then the final part of the magic happens. He's advertising himself to the world in a big league. England is just a little trip down south, and a lot of the English clubs are always looking at the Premiership clubs in Scotland for talent, and they go both ways. You'll be quite interested to see how many players go from Scotland to England and vice versa. So it's good business for the clubs. The clubs know each other, and they really do trade a lot of players. What am I saying? If Alistair can light it up on his defensive game like I know he can, then Celtic might not be the final place in his career. Think about this. He's 24 now. Let's say he has 2 magical years at Celtic, and let's hope he does. I mean, I really hope the guy gets in the team and has a magical playing team and enjoys everything about being at Celtic. 60,000 crazies every game. You know, it's nuts. It's crazy. It's in the passion. They're lovely. But don't argue about football with any of the Celtic or the Rangers fans, because it'll end up in a big argument. That's all it's going to be. But he's going into a passion melting pot where, if you've never been to Parkhead for Celtic or Ibrox for Rangers, the hair stands on the back of your head. It's electric. I'm not kidding you. It's electric. And you can feel the pressure in the building, and you can hear the songs. And it's a dark place when you're losing, and it's a magical place when you're winning. It makes your eyes bulge out of your head when you're watching the Old Firm game. On January 2nd, there's another one coming. But he's going into some of that. I'll tell you what, Let's hear from the man himself out of Scotland. Yeah, we've got some video on our man Alistair. He's going to tell you a couple of things. He's going to tell you about the pressure. He's going to tell you about what it's like and when Celtic sort of contacted him. That's where he's going to start off. He's like, how long ago, what's been said, yada, yada. Interesting stuff. And then the pressure, he's going to talk about that. And then there's a funny story from the Celtic fans at the end of this. And I think you'll get a tickle out of that because it shows you that passion that the Celtic fans have for their players. I know every team has crazy fans, but I don't think every club worldwide has the same amount of mad, crazy, passionate fans as, say, Celtic or their rivals, the Rangers. I tell you, I really doubt it. I've been all over the world and I've seen the passive, beautiful rivalries where it's very sociable. Celtic and Rangers per se is not very sociable at all. So take it from me. He's going to a magical place. Now, let's take a listen to the boy himself, the man of the day. And by the way, it cost £3 million to pay for our fella to go to Celtic. How much do you think he got out of that? Go on, give it a second, just a second. How long do you think, or how much do you think our fella got out of that? Well, from £3 million, he gets 10%. 300,000 big ones? Whoa. For signing on, eh? Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely. That is such a good move. Now, you put wages on top of that as soon as we know the exact figure, because you haven't nailed that down right now, and I'm not going to put any kind of BS out there. But £300,000 for signing on at Celtic. You're a big, massive club in Celtic. They're probably going to win this league this year. If he gets in the team, he's going to get some silverware. Mr. Smiley Face, he's the baby-faced assassin. I'll tell you what. Yeah, Alistair Johnston, baby-faced assassin. You get near him, you're done. And he's walking into dreamland. I mean, this cannot go wrong. For the love of God, this cannot go wrong. And I say soccer gods, yeah? For the love of soccer gods, this cannot go wrong because he deserves it. And where he's going to, it's complete. It's absolutely complete, top to bottom. It's the finished article, Celtic. It's like club perfect in many, many ways. So I can't see this going wrong. Anyway, my yap's done. Have a great year. And whatever club you support, let us know down below and join in the EPL talk and the Championship talk. Tell you what, love it, leave it. I've got to say, like, subscribe and like. Do what you can. Have a great day. Cheers. Go, Alistair, go.
Celtic probably came up about 2 months ago, I'd say. And it's funny because at that point, still at Montreal and Victor Wanyama, I brought it up to him just kind of low key, just, hey, there might be some interest from Celtic. What are your thoughts on that? And he said, look, he's played some massive clubs, some Premier League teams as well. And he said, there's nothing quite like Celtic. Everywhere he goes, it's hail, hail. And still this day when he's back over here, he gets recognized most of the time, not for being a Spurs player, but for playing for Celtic. So he said, look, it's the fans, it's unbelievable. Just the size, the stature of the club, how well known it is all around the world. It's a place that you want to be. And he thought that it would be a great fit for me. So when I heard that glowing recommendation, it was my heart and my mind were pretty set on Celtic. Any professional athlete, you want to be put in those kind of, experiences and opportunities where you're put under that pressure, because that's where you really get to find out who you are. So again, talking to the manager, he said, look, go and enjoy the World Cup, enjoy being out there, enjoy the matches. But at the same time, once you get a taste for that, it's hard to ever go back to something less than that. And he said that's why he thinks that Celtic is a great fit for me. It's that, it's 60,000 every week. The pressure's there constantly, but you're going to relish that. You're going to enjoy it. And at the end of the day, is that once you get a little bit of a craving for it, you can't get enough of it. So that was a big thing for me as well. It's no joke. The Celtic fans nearly broke my phone. Just the outpouring of love has been pretty crazy. That doubled up with participating in a World Cup at the same time was a really just crazy time in my life. But no, just super excited to get here. Everyone's been so warm and welcoming. Even in the town center, just walking around, people are coming up and saying, "Congratulations, mate! You signed for the biggest club in the world." So it's been a pretty unique and special welcoming, I'd say.
The Ultimate Soccer Show. Join me, listen, you'll love it. Everybody does.